Hello, welcome back. Right now, we do have a moderate risk of sea weather across much of central going to southern Oklahoma, as well as entering North Texas into the Panhandle. This includes Oklahoma City and Norman area, stretching into Wichita, Wichita Falls, even going just to Silverton, Childress. But yeah, today's gonna be quite a big, and also the moderate risk goes into Durant, McAllister, and also have a moderate risk further out to the Mid-Atlantic, but that isn't really the subject for today. But today we're gonna be taking a look basically only at surface observations or just observations in general, and today could be probably a big day across across Oklahoma going to Texas. 15% significant tornado, quite a large area really, and also 30% significant wind. It seems like an MCS is going to be developing as convection grows upscale, and then as well with about 45% significant hail risk with supercells near the dry line that are going to be definitely posing a big risk for giant hail up to 3 to 4 inches diameter. I wouldn't be surprised if we see greater than that. And today's looking like a pretty big day, but take a look at recent surface observations. This is from ETZ. Although at this point, this is more promoting elevated convection. Since then, we can see use our station plot. You can probably see that it's probably a tiny bit. I think it's a tiny bit north of the warm front now. This is a bit. This is older. 21Z. I don't know if, but anyways, we see pretty large hodograph right there in the lowest few kilometers. Quite a bit of veering with height. So warmer erection has been ongoing across Oklahoma. And we have a sizable cap near Amarillo. I don't think there'll be much convection there. That's what's been evident, or it's been mainly elevated. And then further south into Dallas-Fort Worth, 80 over 69. This is pretty solid sounding. Pretty good hail sounding. Time of curvature in the lowest 3 kilometers, but beyond that, it's more straight, not too much veering with height. Strong upper level winds. That's gonna help shield that precipitation outwards. So take a look at photographs from the photograph map right now. We see pretty large photographs in the lowest few kilometers, and pretty straight outside of the lowest few. So I think supercells will be favored. Favorable directional shear in the lowest few kilometers, but beyond that, pretty straight. So it seems like a hail and a significant tornado threat is going to be on the line today. But take a look at let's go take a zoom out. We'll take a look at 500 millibars real quick, 300 millibars actually quickly. But we see an upper level trough right now over the Rockies, and we see strong build flow rounding into Oklahoma, from Texas going into Oklahoma. Pretty strong, relatively strong upper level winds, and a tiny positively tilted. That's semi low amplitude, tiny bit some. So I don't forcing definitely won't. It's definitely not gonna be an issue throughout today, but I don't think overforcing will be much of an issue. So Take a look at 500 millibars though. Basically same story. We see time of a semi more getting closer to high amplitude with a close contour over the Rockies and Colorado. Stronger belt of flow over much of Kansas going into Oklahoma and Texas. Kind of some influence aloft. That's where that was evident at 300 millibars. So large scale synoptic scale lift, just because in between of where those vectors has replaced it. So you get time to have some synoptic scale lift, and that's what helps moisten that boundary layer. Of course, weakens that cap. But anyways, take a look at 850 millibars real quick, and we see pretty subtly the near backed low level jet in place. Pretty weak right now, around 25 to 30 knots, but well, within the next few hours, that low level jet's gonna be strengthening with time by around 3Z, definitely around 40 knot low level jet across much of the region, and we see probably some supercells will be definitely already ongoing by then. And once that low level jet ramps up, then that's gonna be quite favorable for strong tornadoes. And take a look at 700 millibars. We see a few short waves. One of them crossing kind of a stronger one across Missouri and Kansas. That's what brought that convection earlier. And then we have another short wave over Oklahoma. Yeah, another one that seems a few kinks in the contours across Texas, and tiny bit further out to the west, out behind the dry line. Don't think those behind the dry line will be in play, but you can see visible satellite across much of Oklahoma. We see a time of some scattered clouds about some upper level, and time of some cumulus, time of some more cloud cover further north up to the north of the warm front. And take a look at hodograph map. We'll take a look at the next few hours. When we see those hodographs get pretty large, and this is with 6 hours. We see very large hodographs in place right there. That's gonna be storm relative velocity in excess of probably around 200 to like 300, 400 meters squared per second squared in the lowest 3. But quite a favorable setup, really. At least in for potentially a few strong tornadoes throughout tonight, as well. Some significant hail given as well. Getting back to that photograph map, see photographs are a tiny bit straight. I mean, not as much, but given as well precipitable water values, we can see probably around out west, where really the main target is. You see where precipitable water values around 1 inch. So but anyways, take a look at this QT map, and then we're gonna take a look at a few UWPs actually real quick, and then we'll take a look at this QT map. And warm air advection has been ongoing. It's a bit wonky though. But warm air advection is probably ongoing. Take one. We'll see what's going on in. And you see, yeah, I think this is see, is there any? Don't think there's any convection ongoing. Yeah, there is actually some. This might be a tiny bit contaminated. So, I don't think the photograph was that large, but decently large photograph. 60 knot, 0 to 6 kilometers shear. Quite a lot of storm relative velocity in a few kilometers, so not bad. And then take a look at the photograph or the QT map. We see a time of quite a lot of instability aloft right there. When you see the red with the partial path in between to the left of the environmental temperature, then you see that's indicating negatively buoyant or convective inhibition. And to the red, if it's partial temperatures to the right of the environmental temperature, that's where you get CAPE, convective available potential energy, and or positively buoyant. So you can see ample instability aloft. That's gonna be quite as we get more surfacing. We'll have to watch many areas along the dry line going into Oklahoma. But I think that's all I can really say. Again, moderate risk across central Oklahoma going into Texas, and strong tornadoes, damaging winds, maybe some significance with the MCS I'll develop later tonight, and as well, large hail is the main threats throughout today. Storms could get messy. We'll see if that happens or not, but I think that's probably the main fail mode throughout today. Haven't really been saying any fail modes, so I just want to get that out there. But anyways, apart from that, that's really it, and goodbye.